everyone. This time we will learn about noun clause and adjective clause. We definitely know what a noun means and what an adjective means. So, now we'll learn how these two things are put into sentences. Let me try. According to the title here, it is Get to Know about Noun Clause and Adjective Clause. So, let's start first with a clause actually is. What is a clause? Clause is subject and predicate working together. Clause is a part of a sentence that contains a complete subject and a complete predicate. The two types of clauses are listed below. The first one is independent clause and the second one is dependent clause. Let's now continue discussing about the characteristic of a clause. Every clause must have a subject and a verb. A complement here is optional. There are two types of clauses. The first one, independent. The second one, dependent. Independent clauses have a complete idea and can stand alone in a sentence. Dependent clause complement the independent clause, but do not have a complete idea and cannot stand alone in a sentence. Previously, in the explanation of what a clauses are and its characteristics are, it is stated that clauses consist of independent and dependent clause. Here I will explain what a dependent clause is and what an independent clause is. Okay, independent and dependent clauses. A sentence can be one or more independent clauses or the combination of a dependent clause and an independent clause. The first one, an independent clause, is a group of related words that can stand alone as a complete sentence. Example, I like listening to music. Okay, for a dependent clause is a group of words that cannot stand alone. For example here, while I exercise. While I exercise cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. It needs to be attached to an independent clause. Okay, after discussing about clause, we will enter to our main discussion, namely noun clause and adjective clause. I will start from the noun clause first. Noun clause has a subject and verb. It is used as the subject or object in a sentence. Noun clause is a dependent clause that works like a noun. You can find it as a subject or object. For example here, I read what she wrote. Okay, let's look at this example. There are two sentences used as example. Namely, the first, I read what she wrote. And the second one is what she wrote is interesting. So, based on the example, what is called a noun clause is what she wrote. Why is it called that? Because the noun clause has a connector. This is a keyword in the noun clause. You can look here. There are many connectors of noun clause. Let's look at the example in the box again. I know what you did. What is called a noun clause here is starting from what you did. What here as connector. That's why it's called a noun clause. Noun clauses have many types, namely they can be object, subject, and so on. We speak one by one. The first one is subject of both. For example here, what she made is pretty. The second one, subject of complement. The fact that Nina is pretty and smart. The third, object of both. I want to know how people think of me. Next, object of preposition. For example here, he will buy whichever fits to his body. The last, adjective complement. We were worried that she couldn't be healthy again. Okay, everyone. It's all about noun clause. And for the second discussion, we discuss about adjective clause. What is an adjective clause? Just like an adjective clause describes a noun. Adjective clause can help identify which noun, and the second one can add more information about a noun. For example, the students who studied for the exam will probably pass. The second one is Sarah, who didn't study for the exam, did not pass. Adjective clause will meet three requirements. The first one is containing a subject and verb. The second one is beginning with a relative pronoun like who, whom, whose, that, or which, and can be a relative adverb like when, where, or why. Okay, for the function here, adjective as an adjective answering the question what kind, how many, or which one. Please see that it has been identified which is included in the adjective clause. For example, this is the house that I want to buy. And for the location of adjective clause here is starting from that I want to buy. And for the second example here, the house that I want to buy is quite expensive. An adjective clause here starting from that I want to buy. Okay, everyone, that's enough for the explanation this time. I hope you understand what a noun clause is and what an adjective clause is. Thank you very much for your attention. Good morning.